Good morning. So today we will continue Unsu Kihon techniques from the rest of the kata. So let's get started. Seiza. Maxo. Maxo Yame. Shomoni. Hey. Akane. Hey. Oh, all right. Let's go. 40 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay. Knees around. Reverse. Reverse deep. And other direction. Left ankle around. Reverse. Knee. Hip. Other ankle. Other side. Right ankle around. Reverse. Knee. And hip. Hips around. Reverse. Shoulders around. Reverse. Arms. Reverse. Crossing. Palms up. Over your shoulders. And twisting. On your left knee, both feet flat. Deep lunge. Ankle over, hands up. Shoulder to knee. Shoulders back. And legs straight, forehead to knee. Other side. Both feet flat. Ankle over, hands up, hip down. Shoulder to your knee. Shoulders back. Legs straight, forehead to your knee. Stand up. Head up now. Left to right. Ear to shoulder. And around. Reverse. And shake it out. Turn on Shritnagi. Let's. Okay, so as I mentioned, continue Unsu Kihon. So in the beginning of the kata, the opening sequence starts with Neko-ashi Dachi, which is cat stance, which is probably one of the most internal of the stances, except for maybe Sagiashi Dachi because you're only on one foot. So this stance really isn't used a whole lot in the katas, where it's really tight internal stance, but it's actually useful in some kumite applications if you actually use it properly. So for the first couple moves, you're going Neko-ashi Dachi, and then you make this question mark with your foot, strike, and make a question mark with your foot, strike. So we're not going to focus on that particular technique as much as how to get the feeling of what Neko-ashi Dachi does. So I feel like the best way to describe Neko-ashi Dachi is if you do Kokotsu Dachi, focus on the right leg. In this case, I'm going to do Kokotsu Dachi. The idea is as much as possible, I want my hip above my knee and my heel. So not so much Kibidachi where my hip, my knee, my heel is separate. So Kokotsu where almost the right side of my body is on top of the foot. And keeping that weight, that feeling you have right there, knee in, not out, knee in, just bringing my other foot over so it's in front. I'm almost trying to pinch my knees together. So from the front view, I have my knee not pointing backwards, but more in, and then put this foot in front of it, almost so my knees are not exactly in front of each other, they're very close. So if you notice my right leg, it's not really changing shape. It stays right here, pressure's on there. I'm just putting more and more pressure on it for what was a 70 rear leg, 30 front leg to a 90-10. So if I would pick my front foot up, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on the right leg. So again, knee pointing forward, both of them pointing forward, but to get here, the feeling is crushing your legs together. Okay, so it is not this. I'm just kind of stancing on it, and if I pick my left foot up, my foot comes forward. My head should stay in line with this right, my red line, no matter what I do with my left foot.
Is the back leg at or the back foot at a 45, or is it pointing straight ahead?
So in this case, for Kokotsu Dachi, we're straight.
Yeah.
It's going to tilt just a little bit off. Yeah. Ideally, it's straight. It's really hard to get that, because then you were limited on what your hips can do. If your foot points out a little bit, similar to front stance, it would be ideal if I can have my foot here front stance, but then I can't really move my hip. So I'm going for ankle flexibility, which is a recurring theme of mine. Have it slightly off this red line so I can actually move my hip. If I have it absolutely straight, my leg kind of locks and then I can't do anything with it. So let me get a point of reference for that. So trying to get a picture of his foot. Okay, so in these diagrams, as he advances forward, the feet are, as you see, pointed directly forward. But if you look at his feet over here, you can kind of see his ankle, his supporting ankle, it's somewhat leaned out. Okay. And he seems to be a little more flexible with his other foot. I swear his ankle here, coming from the initial beginning of the stance from his Sokodachi, his rear ankle stays exactly forward. I cannot do that. I have to turn it out just a little bit. So I'm not saying turn out, here's his, here's the beginning stance. So I'm not turning out 45. I'm just turning out. So basically my heel's on the red line and my toe is just off of it. So with that, I can work. It's not, it's definitely close to 15 degrees or 10 degrees and 45. So not here. So again, once you're out here, the stance opens up. It's internal tension. So you feel like you're crushing your knees together. Okay, so that's going to be a notable point as we do the drills coming up. It's going to test how your rear leg supports. So let's start with some drills. So let's start left leg forward Neko-ashi dashi. So I'm going to keep my right foot on this X and left foot forward. Okay. So you should feel if you bring your left foot up, you don't move sideways, you don't move forward, you're just keeping it right where you are. So, and furthermore, my head, my hip, and my knee, and my ankle are in a line. Okay. Not leaning forward, not butt out. My hip is right above my ankle. My head is above my hip. That's how I stay in balance. So let's start first. I'll go side angle first. So just from start, Yakusuki right hand, left foot forward. Okay. And just agute, itch, knee, itch, knee, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Okay. Sotoke, itch, Yakusuki, knee, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Geramburai, itch, knee, sam, shi, go, keep balance, roku, shichi, hachi. Closer knees, Chris. Q, ju. Try to not have your knees pointing in different directions. Try to almost have your knees pointing straight toward the camera. So if you're trying to hide yourself. Next one, Shotokan left hand, Yakusuki right hand. Ready? Your right leg should feel really good right now. Itch, knee, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Yama. Shake it out. So this is dynamic pressure on it. During the kata, you're moving very, very slow on it. But this one move where you jam your finger down, you have to have pressure here. You don't want to be doing this. Hate when I see that. Strong core. Strong core. And furthermore, when you're moving, which you do it later, none of this. Or the belt's moving all over the place. The idea is just the legs moving, not moving the hips and all that weird stuff. Okay. It looks great, theatrical, but it's not part of the kata, this weird movement of the hips. Okay, left leg, right leg forward. Okay, so this, sometimes the book is called left leg Neko-ashi Dachi, but we refer to the foot leg forward as right leg Neko-ashi Dachi. But you definitely think about your left. Okay. I rotate, right? Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, okay, suchi, hachi. Try to keep your knees still. Two, ju. Okay. Now, don't let your hips rotate too much. Sotoke, ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, kyu, ju. Get under eye. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, kyu, ju. Shutoke. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, kyu, ju. Yama. Okay, so that was static pressure on the leg. Let's do some dynamic pressure. So again, in this kata, for the most part, static pressure. Not, even when you're moving forward, it's a very slow movement. But this is static, and then jumping into these. So let's figure out how we can use it actually for komatai. So I'm sure many of you are familiar. Sometimes in class, we'll start with Sochin Dachi or Fudo Dachi block, and then we'll shift into Zenkutsu Dachi. We counterattack, Sochin Dachi, Yakuzuki, Fudo Dachi, Yakuzuki. So we're kind of staying in place, just having larger rotation hits by using the knees. So if you're a bigger person that works, you can kind of stand your ground. It does not work for me. I kind of have to retreat a little bit. So what I would do instead of keeping my weight over this red line, here's my front stance. What I would do is do a slight retreat, not all the way back and not necessarily equal, but from here, kind of bring my weight almost to the red line and then counter. So it's enough. In this case, my chest is right in line with this picture. I blocked the technique, which would have come to where the picture was, and then re-engage. That's about the distance. So we're here. This is dynamic movement in Neko-ashi Dachi. I'm in front stance, Zenkutsu Dachi. I'm going to bring my hip and my shoulders back, Neko-ashi Dachi, and then counter. So same techniques as before, except going from Zenkutsu Dachi, again, knee forward, rear knee forward, to Neko-ashi Dachi, knees still forward, just coiled on that leg, and then explode out. Okay, so much more dynamic. Now, here's the thing. Right now, this blue line is above my head. I want to keep that blue line above my head, where I'm actually staying under it. I do not want to do this and go above this blue line. So keep your weight low. So this is the coil, explode, coil, explode. How to keep your weight down. So see how, going back to your question, how your ankle works. In this case, if I would have my foot forward and the rear foot, there's no way I can coil backwards. I just don't have the ankle flexibility. So again, I'm going to have my heel on the red line, my left foot slightly off. This is my Zenkutsu Dachi. This is my Neko-ashi Dachi. This is my Zenkutsu Dachi. I don't have to be fiddling around my foot. So that right foot, you want to keep planted in a way that's flexible enough for your ankle to support that. I don't think anyone's gonna have that problem keeping their knee forward. I think the problem is figuring out whether your ankle will support that weight. So again, find a comfortable spot for your ankle. Let's work from side. So again, I work from the, I'm gonna go left leg out for the angle so you see it. Then I'll go, when I have left leg forward, I'll face the camera. So Left leg forward, good up back. Right. Okay. So Yakuzuki. Okay, so every move, 2 counts. First count, lock. Second count, out. Okay. Ready? Ich, Agute. Okay. Keep low. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Roku. Suchi. Hachi. Two. Ju. Okay. Now, like someone's trying to punch you, block, pattern. But make sure to come back. I want to get my weight, cover this red line if possible. Do not leave your head forward. That's how you get hit. Ready? 1 count, 2 moves. Agute, Yakuzuki. Ready? Ich. Ni. Thumb. Chi. Go. Roku. Chichi. Hachi. Q. Ju. Now Sotoka. Remember, when you're coming back, you're not stepping back. You're pulling your knees together. The same feeling when you're in the stance, doing it in static, the same feeling, like you're pulling your knees together. Okay. So again, don't step as much as feel like you're trying to drag the foot in. Okay. So you should be getting carpet burn on your front foot. Okay. Now, 2 techniques, starting in Yakuzuki, step back, Sotoke, out, Yakuzuki. Okay. 2 counts. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, pull that right leg, teach, go, teach, touch, two, two. Okay. 2 moves, 1 count. In, block, out, punch immediately. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, Roku, teach, hachi, two, two. Name. Right leg should feel really, really sore. The leg's not moving a lot, but it's taking a lot of dynamic tension the entire time. It's being support leg the entire time. Okay. So the only time this feels worse when you're doing Goji Shiho Dai the entire time on the right leg. Okay, again, get on by this time. So left leg forward, Senkutsu Dachi Yakuzuki. Okay, 2 moves, 2 counts. Get on by. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, Roku, chichi, hachi, two, two. Okay. 2 moves, 1 count. Block, punch. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, go, Roku, chichi, hachi, two, two. Up. Yeah, man. Okay. So in the interest of speed, let's move on to the next side, right into Shoto. So facing camera this time. Right leg forward. Senkutsu Dachi, Yakuzuki. Okay, now it's the left leg's turn. Okay, 2 moves, 2 counts. Ready? Agute first. Ich, knee, thumb, chi, Go. Okay. Did you? Hachi. Two. Two. Two moves, one count. Itch. Knee. Feel like your weight's pulling back. Thumb. Chi. Go. Hoku. Ichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Hum. Stand stance. Both okay. Two moves, one count. Two moves, two counts. Itch. Neko-ashi Dachi. Knees, and Dachi. Okay. Some. Chi. Go. Hoku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Ju. Two moves, one count. Rich. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Hoku. Chichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Put my camera down just a little so it's next to my feet. Okay. Get So right leg forward, left hand yakuji. Two moves, two counts. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Goku. Chichi. Try to keep your knees forward. A little bit pulling back. You're not pulling to the side. Feel like you're going from a wide stance to a small stance. Wide, small. So if possible, keep your left knee pointing to the camera. Ready? Continue on 7. Sich. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Two moves, one count. Remember, keep that left knee pointed to the camera. Ready? Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Hoku. Chichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Hum. Yama. So again, this is great for kumite because my rear point is this red line. I don't have to retreat all the way behind it. Usually once I do that, they give chase. So this is the case where I can actually, instead of doing tai sabaki to the side, which we're kind of used to, I'm going off to the side and getting off the blue line. I'm doing this tai sabaki in place where I just get out of the range of the block, which they were right here, my chest is in line with that picture. Out of the range of that blocking technique, which would have hit the picture, my distance of picture. And then since they're close enough, re-engage immediately without moving in a different direction. So this is a very quick counterattack. So another one in the kata. So after you drop down and do the kicks, you get up, do this, and then my feet stay in this position right here. We do this Zenkutsu Dachi, and then we switch again. Okay. So that's another version of kind of staying in place, where again, if I'm here, my rear side is a red line. Instead of keeping the same foot forward, I'm going to swap sides. Again, weight still goes back. I'm clear of where they're going to hit me with this depth perceptions table. Okay, where this picture was, that's where my chest was, and then coming back in to engage. So retreat, switch legs. This one only in Zenkutsu Dachi. Okay, but just making sure, same feeling. So before we had the feeling of weighing back in the right leg, bringing on weight, internal tension, and exploding. This one is internal tension and then rotating out. Internal tension, rotating out. Okay. Normally, internal tension, rotate back. Internal tension, rotate forward. But this is a in-place technique. So very, very short loop. Okay, so again, I'll do facing to the side for reference with this red line, and then we'll do forward. So same techniques as before, except we'll start with Oizuki. Just Oizuki, so left foot forward. Zenkutsu Dachi. Okay. Try to mark where your rear foot is. I'm going to try to come back to this red line every time. What I don't want to do is this. And start walking forward. I want to bring my weight all the way back to the red line, then go forward. All the way back to the red line, then go forward. So find a pattern in the carpet, a stain, something, maybe drop a quarter on the ground. I have it very easy because I can look at the camera and see where I am, but maybe a piece of furniture on the side, that is your reference point. In class, we have some nice lines on the floor usually. So for this, try to use a reference point. So from here, just Oizuki, coming back, and then immediately Oizuki. So one move, one technique. Let's cycle back. So left foot forward, Oizuki. Okay. Remember, bring your weight back like before. Itch, knee, thumb, keep low, sheet. I want to keep my head below this blue line. Go. Roku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Ju. Switch hands. Actually, no, keep your hand where it is. So this side, instead of coming back with a straight Oizuki, come back with the same hand that was out. Agurite, the other hand, Oizuki. So you come back, the same hand does the blocking, the other hand extends forward. Okay, so start with left hand forward, 2 counts. First count, Dachi or Musubadachi, whatever it takes to get your heels, get your knees close. Blocking, then stepping in, second count. So starting left leg forward, left hand out, left hand blocks first, left leg moves first. Agurite, itch, knee, stay low, thumb, chi, oh sorry, go, Boku, Chichi, Hachi, Kyu, Ju. Okay. 1 count. So back, punch, back, punch. The block, a very small period of time because you're stepping away from them. You're intending to block as they're still punching, and before their foot lands down, you intercept. So this rhythm is the same as this rhythm. So the same rhythm is here. Normally, when we would step back, we would throw the hand up as we come down. Here, we're stepping back, we're throwing the hand up midway through. And then as they come down, throwing the hand into them. The timing here, a little different. The blocking is much earlier. Okay, so left foot forward. Okay, ready? Left hand blocks first. 2 moves, 1 count. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Roku. Chichi. Hachi. Kyu. Ju. Start okay now. Okay. Let's go straight to 2 moves, 1 count. So from here, left hand, lock, then stepping in, punch. Left hand, or right hand block, stepping in, punch. Okay. There's not really a whole lot of time to bring your elbow back, but don't just do this. Don't just bring your elbow down. Have a feeling of at least trying to hit the technique on the way in. Okay. Left leg forward, 2 moves, 1 count. Okay. Make sure you find your mark. Ready? Reach. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Boku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Two. Okay. Get on by. From here, then not just dropping your arm down. Make sure to bend your elbow. So at least you're striking. If you just bring your arm down, that may not work so well against a kick. Right? Because remember, they're kicking, they're aiming for my back, which is the far edge of the frame. So if I step back, I got my hand somewhat up their shin, their foot probably stopped around here. I'm clear, locked, strike them. That's definitely the distance I need to hit them if they engaged. So again, left leg forward, get them by. Make sure to bend your elbow on the get them by. Pitch. Knees. Thumb. Chi. Go. Boku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Two. All right. So for the get under eye, I try to get my thumb close to my ear. Sometimes just you see this for get under eye, just people bring it up to the patch and come down, patch and come down. I love when people do that because I know that my kick's gonna blow right through their block. So all the way up to the ear, then down. So at least you can snap. Okay, now facing forward. So we're switching feet there. Now let's see the same thing, a little more speed. So we had switched. Now next 20, next 30 will be faster. Or next 40. Okay, so left leg forward. So let's start right leg forward because we started left leg time. Again, we're doing the same legs because we're alternating. So just Orizuki, focus on keeping my head low and out. Okay, so this is more for speed, making sure that the drill works. Ready? Orizuki only. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Boku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Two. I agree with that. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Leg forward is hand forward. Go. Boku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Two. Sotoke. Itch. Hand forward when it blocks. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Boku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Two. Get him right. Thumb up to your ear. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Boku. Chichi. Hachi. Two. Two. Man. All right. Okay, so the first one, the Neko-ashi Dachi, was just about simple internal tension, then reversing the internal tension with your leg motion. The second one is about internal tension. This is internal tension, not stepping back, but dragging the ball to put it on the ground, and then releasing it into the other leg. Building up tension in my rear leg, releasing it, let the leg that just moved take over. So that is sort of a trade for the second one, but still, the first half feels the same. Internal tension, pulling your knees together, keeping your weight under you. Don't let your weight escape. That's a good way to get hit. Okay. So keeping my butt right above my heel. That's Neko-ashi Dachi. That's also this halfway retreat. Butt above your heel. Okay. So next one is probably a technique you see more in the kata where, for example, you're doing and go down where you do Mikazuki Yaki, or in Gankaku, where you're just turning, rotating. Well, that's also in hand, go down as well. There's kind of rotation. So one of the things I see there sometimes is kind of a slow rotation, which if any of you know Jitte, there's this move. It's very quick at the end. This is not Jitte. Not swinging. So there's this moment of keeping my shoulders in line with the rear wall, and once my leg and hip can't take anymore, whip it forward. Very similar technique. There's one here where you go, and then. Okay, so there's kind of a quick turn. That one move is obviously, I feel like, how you should feel every time you do something like this. Okay. This is stepping into your stance. You should feel, that's a little exaggeration, but you should feel this torque here. So similar here, this is stepping into Kibadachi. I'm going to wind my torso up as much as possible, keep my shoulder behind, and then whip in the last moment. So I want to keep as much as still as possible. I want to keep as much isolated as possible until we get to the halfway point where my knees cross and everything comes flying out of it. So some people would do this with their punches. My right hand's not going to move until my knees cross. If you can do this, keep your knuckles above your hand at speed, then your legs will catch up to your hand. That's great. Okay. So for this one, we're intentionally going to leave our arms behind. Okay. And in the last moment, as this leg starts coming down, that's when the hand comes down. So I'm going to start with my back forward. So when we slide in, you can see this delay where my right hand is still to the wall and then down. Okay, so again, for the pictures, look at the bottom pictures here. He's keeping that right hand behind as long as possible. And you see kind of a rotation, and then everything flies out in the second half real quick. So there's a lot of tension building up in the first 4 frames here. Okay. So again, let's do this 2 counts. First count is going to be right hand up. Okay, so we're left leg forward. Dachi. So I got my back to the camera to show you the second part. Okay. First count, hand goes up, knees get close, keep this tense. And second count, everything comes down. So start farther back first. Okay. So Kibadachi, left foot forward. Okay. So starting from Kamai. So right hand up, right knee forward. Itch. Okay. Should feel like a lot of tension in your right side. Okay. Second one, drop your hand, push your knee as fast as possible. Knee. So this should feel like a wind up and then going down. So this is gonna be hard to do at slow motion. When you do it fast and you have the right power, it works. So again, let's just focus on the first move going in, get on Barai. We'll do this Hadari Haito later. So left foot forward, Kibadachi. So to scoop back each time. Okay. So starting hand on hip. Okay. First count, itch. Knees pointed forward. Push your chest back a little more, Chris. Like to pull your elbow back. You feel a lot of tension in your right side. Now, spring forward. Knee. Good. Back. I feel like this quick movement right in front of the camera may not capture very well. So if I blur, that's because of camera technology. Ready? Reach. Knees forward. Knee. Back. Reach. I'm trying to keep my hand behind my ears. Knee. Very similar to Jitte. Back. Okay. One count, but still feel like drag, 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 drag until your knees touch, then release. So don't go early, or else you won't have the whipping power. Ready? One count. Itch. Make sure your elbow's above your shoulder. Back. So come across, then down. Knee. Good. Back. Some. Now, after you land, immediately, Yuriashi, Haito. Hadari Haito. Okay, so count is 1, 2. Okay, so one count though. So immediately after you settle on the Genombai, whip your hand to the rear. I'm going to face sideways. So, ready? Itch. This should feel like the same move how your elbow, reverse. So the same move how your elbow came down very quickly. Elbow comes down very quickly. Feel like this. Feel like you're grabbing yourself and you're pulling yourself to the left. Like the Yuriashi should not be a matter of moving your feet as much as I'm throw my arms so my feet follow. It's a very strong move. So again, 1, 2. Like, I should be convinced it's your arm that's making a move, not your feet, on both counts. Ready? 2 moves, 1 count. Ready? Left foot forward. Pitch. Reset. Knee. Feel like your right torso is really twisting. Reset. Thumb. Thumb in, Chris. You don't want to break your thumb. So feel like you're trying to touch the other side of your hand. You're hitting ridge hand. If you do this, I guarantee you're breaking your hand. So hitting on the thumb side is ridge hand. Hitting on the pinky side is shuto. Okay, 2 more. Ready? Left foot forward. Hitch. Good. 1 more. Thumb. Cheek. Back. Okay, this time right leg forward. Let's try the other side. So again, left hand up, swing down, then later on right hand haito with the thumb across. Okay. So right foot kibidashi forward. 2 counts for the first technique. So first count chamber with your feet together. Second count step in kibidashi. Ready? Itch. Knees together. Okay. Knee. Move back. Some. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Shoot. Back. Try not to step up as much as compress in. Same feeling. Almost Neko-ashi dashi. Keep your weight low. Ready? Go. Almost Neko-ashi dachi. Don't step, slide, look. Rock. 2 counts. Sich. Hachi. 1 more. Q, Ju. Okay, one count. So just in, get them broad, but feel like you need to get the compression point. Don't go up, stay low. Ready? Itch. Back. Knee. Back. Thumb. Good. Back. Cheek. Back. Go. Okay, now, both moves, one count. Left hand, get them by. Right hand, Yuriashi, Haito Jodan. I don't think the angle is very good, so I'm going to do facing camera. I do left leg forward. No, I do right leg forward. Okay. So left hand, get on by. Ready? Itch. Reset. Knee. Reset. Thumb. Reset. Chris, feel like you're throwing your elbow. Feel like you're throwing your elbow up. Cheek. So for the before the Haito, bring your hand across your body. So this is get on by. My hand is going to cross my body here, and then go up. So it's not from jaw hand up. It's boom. Okay. Two more. Ready? Itch. Good. Back. Knee. Come on. Okay. So we sort of did Neko-ashi Dachi as a feeling of what you would do when your feet contract for compression. So a lot of people will compress their arms, but not their legs, and then expand their arms. The legs, in this case, I'm down here below the blue line, and then I get together, I go above the blue line, and then come down. When I see caught in your head doing this, that means your stance is not there. So the idea is when you're moving forward, compress, expand. Feels like Neko-ashi Dachi, that same terrible feeling with your leg getting crushed. So for the first one, we did in place, back and forward. The second one, we did back and rotate. And the third one, we did a compress to rotate forward. No, there is no Neko-ashi Dachi here, but the feeling is the same way. Your left leg takes all this pressure, then expands out. So the feeling is like Neko-ashi Dachi. So that's how you look at all the kata over again, the heians, to figure out where is internal tension. The closer we get to internal tension, the heians is probably back stance. We have this funny feeling about hip getting sucked in. But once you learn the advanced kata, look at your heians again and figure out your transitions using internal tension to contract and expand. So kata become a lot harder once you start doing that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and finish class. Sit up. Maxo. Maxo Yame. Dojo-kun. Seek perfection of character. Be faithful. Endeavor. Respect others. Refrain from violent behavior. Show me. Hey. Akani. Hey. Yes.